In this section, we are going to work on a third example of floating point system. So here we have the base 10 and the Mantissa length as 3, and we're given two numbers x and y, and we have to use different rounding methods to round them. So we have round up, that is round to the positive infinity, round down, that is rounding to the negative infinity, round to nearest, so that's rounding to the nearest even number, or rounding to the nearest positive infinity or rounding to the nearest negative infinity, depending on the numbers. And then we have chopping, that is cutting down the numbers at a certain Mantissa length. So here we have our Mantissa length as 3, and let's start working on it. So when we have our Mantissa length 3, that means the first 3 significant digits. So we have here 4, 5, 6, that is, this is the number after which we need to look all the time. And here we have the first significant digit is 2, then 5, then 6. That's the third significant digit. So for t is equal to 3, we have to round up everything after this 6 here, up till this 6 here, and up till the other 6 on the other side of the number y. Okay, so when we are doing the round up, what we do is we round it up no matter what the number after 6 is. So here after 6 it's a 1, but it doesn't matter to us. We would anyway round it up. So the number would be, but here there is another thing to be considered, that is, it's a negative scale. So when you're on a negative scale and you have 0 here and -1 and -2 and -3, so you're increasing so this here, the number that we have, that is, let's say it's here, that is -0.45613. so on the two sides, that is, let's say this point and this point here, we have two numbers up to the third decimal place. We have here -0.456, sorry, 457, and here we have -0.456. So if you're trying to round it up, you're rounding it to the positive infinity, and the positive infinity is this side here. So you have to round it up to this number here, which is towards the positive infinity. So the number here would be -0.456. Okay, so when you're in the negative scale, just be a bit careful. Now when you're rounding down, you're rounding to the negative infinity, that's this side, you're rounding to the negative infinity. In that case, this would be the number that you need to consider now. So that would be -0.457. So no matter what the next number is after 6 here in the number x, we round it down when it says to round down. Now the next thing it's saying is to round to nearest. So now this is a little bit interesting. That is, we need to look at the number after 6 here. That is this number here, and we need to check, is this number 5 or more than 5? Here, let's say more than 5, or is it less than 5? If it's more than 5, then we round it to the positive infinity. And if it's less than 5, then we round it to the negative infinity. But if it's 5, then we round it to the nearest even. To the nearest even number. So here now, the next number is 1, which is less than 5. So we round it to the negative infinity. And as we told already, towards negative infinity, it is this number that we need to consider. So that would be -0.457. And then we have the chopping. So after the third significant digit, we just chop it here. There is no consideration what the next number is. We don't need to think. All we do is just chop it until there. So we will have here -0.456. Okay, now working on the number y. So here now we have to round up. That means does not matter after 6 is it a number greater than 5 or less than 5, nothing matters, we have to round it up anyway. But here, because it's a positive scale, so you'll just round it up, means you'll make the 6 to 7, so you will have here 2.57. And then we have the next one, which is round down. So we round it down no matter what the next number is, so we will have here, so this might be a bit confusing. Let me draw the scale again here. And maybe let's change the color of this workout here. So let's draw the scale here, and now we have 0, and let's say we have 1 here and 2. Okay, let's not consider 1, 2, 3, but the numbers. So here, if this number here is 2.5678 and we want to round it up at the third digit, so the number before it, that would be 2.56, and the number after it would be 2.57 up till the third digit, considering only up till the third digit. So here now, if you're rounding to the round up, that is to the positive infinity, then this is the round up number that we need to consider. So we round up the 6 and that becomes 7, so we have 2.57. and then if you're rounding down, that means you're rounding to the negative infinity, so the number up till the third digit that's towards the negative infinity is this one here. So we don't change it, we keep it as it is. That would be 2.56. Okay, now we are working on round to the nearest, so that will be, again we check the next number, is it more than 5, 5 or less than 5. Now here the next number is 7, which is more than 5, and if it's more than 5 then we round it up, that is round towards the positive infinity. So now here towards the positive infinity, this is our number that we are rounding up to. So we have here 2.57, and then we have chopping. That means we just take up till here, no matter what the next numbers are, we don't consider it. So we just chop it at the third digit. So we have here 2.56 chopped at the third digit. That's the number.